highly resourceful and informative presentation lined up. Manufacturing forms the core of the pet industry. In certain process, it is aligned with the needs and the concerns of pet parents. Effective manufacturing makes the rest of the supply chain operate with great ease and efficiency. Understanding the two pillars, manufacturing and nutrition, in the new age pet industry can lead to success in a domino effect. To shed light on this topic, we have a presentation on all about pet food manufacturing and nutrition, featuring two industry powerhouses. I would like to invite on stage the co-founders of Pet Food Specialities, Bogusia Dziedzic and Mariusz Dziedzic. Bogusia Dziedzic is the CEO of Pet Food Specialities LLC, known for creating numerous innovative pet food products. She is a recognized expert in pet food R&D, marketing, and category management. With extensive experience in product positioning, quality testing, and technological know-how, she advises industry leaders. Bogusia is also proficient in ensuring legal compliance within the pet food industry. Mariusz Dziedzic is an expert in pet food production, optimization, and restructuring. He specializes in enhancing operational efficiency. As a production engineer, he has designed several pet food production lines across Europe. He is also the creator of innovative die plate and cutting systems for extruders. His expertise spans both engineering and business optimization in the pet food industry. Welcome, and over to you both.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are rest during the fantastic lunch, so we had start. Firstly, I would like to introduce our company. This is Pet Food Specialities. This is family company located in Slovenia, Europe. And Pet Food Specialty, we are work on the market over 24 years, so we are quite good experience in pet food. And we have like two legs of the work. So one leg is connected with the pet food production. It means with the factory. We built a factory from the ground field up to the factory startup with project design, with layout. And this is mostly in Europe, Asia, and also United States. From the other side, we work with pet food producer in case of product quality. So it is brand development, recipe development, some new innovation, and of course cost optimization, because of very often is that after a year of production, there is no profit. This is only the tons on the market, but no profit. So we do the cost optimization and of course quality. Quality, this means stability on the market and palatability, digestibility of final product. And today our session is about the deeper understanding of the pet food production. So after nice, very interesting session about the market, trades, distribution, we'll go deeper inside what is under this label, these fantastic colors, pets, pictures, and marketing declaration. We'll speak about the real pet food production. And this presentation is mostly dedicated for the people who would like to invest in own pet food production. And there is the question, this should be dry on wet pet food, and why? So my name is Bogusia Dziedzic. I am the, let's say, the author of the product on the market, many products of the market, brands. And I am basically like a nutrition person connected with product quality, with recipe formulation, product development, also with category management. And may I introduce my business partner and also from private life, this is my husband, Mariusz Dziedzic.
Thank you. My name is Mariusz. In our company, I am responsible mostly for the processing, for the engineering processing and the designing of the any pet food lines, mostly of the dry pet food, wet pet food, but also we specialize with the treats and the snack, for example. So this is our responsibility, and my responsibility also the quality and all about the raw materials dedicated for the wet pet food production, meat, both dry and wet.
So now you understand that we are divide our business like a more technical point of view and more technological point of view. All the times in our business, we fight together because the product quality, because the production, he is responsible for the tons and production and capacity, and I am for the product quality in that direction and strategy on the market.
This is not compromise, it's good synergy.
This is good synergy. So, small agenda, because in the forum agenda, it was that it will be everything and all about the pet food production and technology. Of course, this is not possible. This is so many technologies, pet food on the market that we can spend even a week and we'll speak about the quality, recipe, formulation, raw materials, different technologies. So today we would like to go with the two basic products, dry and wet, with one most popular technology of dry pet food and one most popular technology of wet pet food on the market. And we would like to show you the pluses, minuses of the, let's say, benefits from the dry and wet pet food production. So firstly, let's start with the factors. What does mean dry and wet pet food? Most of you understand in the shop, that in grocery, that this is the part of wet pet food, this is the part of dry pet food. You have fantastic label, you have full information and stuff will help you to understand what is the product functionality, what is the product quality. Oops. Okay, so on the market we have like a 3 segments of product. We speak only about the fully balanced product, full nutrition, not about snack and treats. So we have dry pet food, wet pet food, and semi-moist. Most popular are dry pet food and wet pet food. What is the difference between them? From the client, customer point of view, this is the form, is dry and wet. What does mean inside? This is the different packaging, different moisture level, different price, different reaction of the pets. But in reality, inside is the different source of ingredients. So in dry pet food, this is mostly dry ingredients. What does mean? This is extrusion. This is process which required starch. And does mean that required cereals, legumes, or other like potatoes. In the opposite, we have wet pet food. The basic raw materials for this production is the meat and meat byproducts. Of course, we have many products on the market, like a dry pet food, with declaration, no grains, no glutens, and this is very good marketing, but basically, product need a starch to exist, to be expressed on the market. So here in the table, we have present like a basically what are the difference with these two products, yeah? And what is most important? In case of product quality, easier is to prepare product in like a dry pet food because we have lower temperature, we have put some probiotics, we have put some active ingredients which are not react on the high temperature. But in case of wet pet food, there are also many positive points because it's a stability, it's no problems with molding, with oxidization in time. Let's start from the dry pet food. We will go through the production technology. This is Mariusz part. I will talk about the benefits come from this product and small characteristic. On the market, we have under this name of dry pet food, we have different technology of the production.
Yes. So of course the main technology, this is the dry extrusion. Yeah, so if you can find in the shop the dry kibbles, dry granules in the pack. So this is the mostly technology of extrusion used for this production. But also we have on the market a few another technologies. So let's say under the a dry pet food production. So also last maybe not the innovation, but the newest is air drying technology. So this is mix of the wet pet food and the dry pet food technology, but the final products looks like a dry pet food. Dry means with the limited level of the water inside. So let's say the typical dry pet food product should have not more than 10% of the water inside, according to the safety, microbiology, and stability. Yeah. Also, we have another technology like baking, pressing, or granulation, but like a total volume of the production, for example, of the even quality of this product sometimes is not on the good standard, or is not so high regarding the volume. Okay, so maybe let's focus on the extrusion.
I prepared the table when I present all dry pet food, this extrusion form, in different segments, because client is trained that this is economy segment, private label segment, also distributors. This is medium segment, premium segment. But actually, I even listened that on the market, super premium segment, ultra segment. What does mean from the product quality? Is that possible that ultra segment has ultra level of protein? No, because allergy. Ultra level of fat? No, because the over fatty pets. Maybe ultra level of vitamins, minerals? Probably also not, because this could be the toxic. So how to find the difference between these segments? How to understand that one product is economy, medium, and premium? This is only at cost? Not only. Basically, the difference comes from the source. So this is the raw materials. So in each segment, all the products are balanced. From nutritional point of view, they are the same. Let's say that should be like a feeding requirements are the same. Economy product should cover all the feedings or the nutritional requirements of the pets, the same like premium segment. So what is the basic difference? From the production point of view, from the business point of view, because pet food is the production for our pets, but for cats and dogs, but looking from the producer point of view, this is good business, yes? And basic difference comes from the raw materials. So quality, quantity, and source of the raw materials. When we look on the economy segment, of course, there is the different type of packaging, different labeling, marketing, etc. So, but mostly, this is the differences in raw materials. In economy segment, as I told before, there is the starch level in case of cereals. So it could be that in economy level, the starch of the cereals could be up to 80% of the product. This is recipe is balanced, but it's not enough for good development, but this is like a basic. In medium segment, we can find product with addition of meat. So when you have on the market product with information with fresh meat 10%. So what does mean? The rest 90% is not fresh or no meat. Our cats are carnivores, so they expect meat. Yes, this is not for vegetarian. So this is product dedicated for cats. So that means that in this product is other source of animal ingredients, but not meat. In premium segment, there is the very important that the cost comes mostly from the level of fresh meat. Last solution is up to 50-60% of fresh meat added to the product, and also comes from these, let's say, superfoods, with these all additives which are very expensive, but which influence on the pet health. So this is all the claims you have on the packaging. This special, but for consumer point of view, for client point of view, there is very difficult today to be very good in functionality, because in economy segment, I can put information organic. Yes, I can. In premium segment, also holistic. Yes. Naturally with prepared. Yes. With chicken, yes. So how to prepare product premium? Take money from this, make a profit, and to show to the client that this is real premium product. So this is based on the real test product with participation of the animals and also with the correct declaration. The difference comes from not only the declaration, not only raw materials, but also with the moisture level. Maximum moisture level in dry product should be no higher than 9.5 from our experience, because After that, even with preservatives, the product will be not stable on the market. So will be molding problem, recall. This is not important for us to have this such a product. But according to the fact, research and test, cats prefer lower moisture level. So in case of premium segment, producer keep these values that for cats is lower moisture level, but this is from business point of view, is not good. Why? Because in place of this 4% of water, we put 4% of raw materials, dry matter. So this is not economy. In case of economy segment, mostly on the market you have product with 9% for cats and dogs. So this is dedicated for both, and this is more economy. Looking on the product stability, in premium segment you have the high level of meat, yeah? You have this moisture level, you have the no artificial preservatives, colorants. There is a more nature product, more natural product. In case of economy segment, even the people, the customer, believe that green kibble contains these green vegetables and orange kibble contain this carrot. But mostly this is the artificial colorants. All these segments has one point like a most popular production, this is extrusion.
Okay, so maybe we'll present a little the general flow chart of the extrusion line and the dry pet food production for to better understanding, and also in this from this point of view, why, for example, we should decide to invest in this kind of the plant, not the wet pet food plant, but the dry pet food plant. Yeah. So generally, we have completely two different technologies, and as we said, two different types of the raw materials. So the dry pet food technology, we have the first stage is like milling, mixing. So we should have the availability to take the mass and toss of the cereal for our production, and also the animal protein source. So I think about the meat mills, yeah. So the meat mills. So if you, for example, potentially has good prices, or you plan to invest in the area rich with the, for example, cheap raw materials, cheap cereals, so like a natural choice is to go with in the dry pet food production. Also, the rendering plant that we can buy at the rendering plant, the meat mills, yeah, and the meat mills. So this is very important ingredients for the dry pet food production as the animal protein source. So, for example, distance to the rendering plant can be one of the factor, and can be important in this case, yeah. So generally, to go through this simple flow chart, so we have the milling area, so we must collect all the raw materials on our plant, for example, cereals out the silo, and another raw materials also in the silo. So after, based on our formula, on our recipe, we prepare our plant recipe and the product recipe, yeah, for dog, or for example for a cat. So after we have the stage of the mixing, so we must mix all the ingredients. Also, it is important to add all the additives, mostly vitamins, not to the grinder, but after the grinding process, because very often our additives and our ingredients are very soft, very gentle, so not to damage, for example, vitamins. So we should take care about this and add it after the grinding process. Can we switch? Yeah. So after mixing, we can imagine we have all the ground raw materials. We said in the industry that this is this mix of the raw materials. It is our dry mix, and this dry mix. This is the material that we go with a dry mix to the proper extrusion process. Yeah. So before the extrusion, we have also some like a preconditioning process that we add to our dry mix steam and the water to make the process of the extrusion. So the process of the extrusion based of the gelatinization of the starch. So as we said, we need the starch from the cereals, to realize this process. And on the extruder, this is the heart of the dry pet food factory. So we get our granules, our kibble. So also we have our product in the needed shape. Yeah. So we can have a triangle shape or the round shape or some star shape. This is according to our product specification. Yeah. After extrusion is a drying process to keep the product stability. So we must dry product below 10%. I will not speak about the details, but let's say that it should be below 10%. After is a coating. Coating is a very important part because in the dry pet food is one of the most popular raw materials is the palatability enhancer. The popular name is the digest name. Yeah, this is can be in the liquid form or the powder form. This is special additive which increase the palatability, smell, and taste of the dry pet food. So after coating process, we have just a cooling packaging, and the product is ready for the distribution. We have next. Okay. This is some example photo of the extrusion of extruder. Yeah. So this is about shortly about the dry pet processing.
I would like to add some more information because extruder is the heart of the factory. What does mean? Very often producer invest in the production line. So believe that equipment will do everything and will be keep control of the product over the product quality. But I believe in the people because people the same like in the kitchen. We have fantastic equipment. We could have very good raw materials, but finally a product is without taste, without taste, without smell, with not right texture, with not right hardness. So in extruder, I believe in this touch, in smell, in all the organoleptic control. So this is regarding the dry pet food scheme. So just small test. Who remember the first stage of the production? Everybody, thank you. So let's a little bit summarize about dry pet food production because now is very popular this marketing with no and with yes. What does mean marketing with no? According to the wet pet food development, people from dry pet food producer start to show to the client, to the distributor, to the final client that they have no corn inside because allergy, they have no wheat inside, they have no pork inside. So this is mostly no information. But imagine that in place of this no grain product, in place of grain, pet food producers have to use some kind of starch, different than cereals. So they use the legumes or they use the potatoes. So from the point of view of the customer, these cats and dogs, this is also the starch, but the source is different. So this is they play the game with marketing. So they are also the yes benefits. So we have these special functional ingredients. This is very easy because the most of the omega fatty acids, these monoligosaccharides, fructooligosaccharides, these all the foods, yucca, etc., we can add to the dry pet food production easier because the last stage of the production has lower temperature. So even probiotics. It's easier to prepare product with ingredients which are sensitive on the high temperature. The same like in dry pet food, now is the very good tendency because this is not meat inside. So the claim is the level of the protein animal origin. So the number on the packaging is 65 or 90 even, but this is not the meat inside. This is the protein comes from the animal ingredients which are very, very long from the meat. Let's start with wet pet food. Okay, when we divide this wet pet food on the forms, technology of the production, We have most popular, this is the chunks in gravy and chunks in jelly. We have also irregular chunks, also in gravy and jelly. Probably you find on the market, even in economy and even in premium segment, the pieces of the meat looks like cooked, like pieces of the cooked and like prepared from the fresh meat. This is the special technology that prepared these pieces from the emulsion. So this is final aesthetics. And we have also pâté and mousse and sausages and barf. Now we will speak about the most popular technology. So this is about the regular chunks, gravy, and in jelly. So the same I put in different segments, because looking on the economy segment, medium segment, premium segment, ultra premium, super premium segment, we have different price of the product. In case of price on the product, please believe that you can find economy segment on private label, which cost 10 times less than premium segment. From the production point of view, this is not looks like that. In premium segment, this is mostly marketing, it's most functional claims, and price of the products is much higher, but not 10 times. When we see on the wet pet food products, there is no so differences in case of stability product on the market, because it's sterilization. So product after sterilization is stable for the even 24 months. So this is not like a differences. Differences in the quality also, quality of ingredients, source of ingredients, and quantity of used ingredients. You.
Okay, now we have a flowchart of the wet pet food production and our example. So this is the line for the production of the chunks of the meat, so the small pieces of the meat in the gravy or in the jelly. So this technology we can use for the production of the small pouches, sachets, or for example for the pet food in cans, smaller or bigger cans. Yeah. So comparing to the dry pet food, so please check. We started for a freezer, so this technology based mostly on the frozen raw materials, frozen blocks of the meat. So at the entrance to the plant, you have completely different situation. You have the silos with the cereals, but you need a freezer with the minus 18 degrees Celsius to keep your raw materials inside. Yeah, this technology it is not only to store and to keep raw materials for a longer time, but also technology based on the frozen raw materials. So you must deliver to this process raw materials in the frozen form. Also, it's possible to add some percentage of the, so let's say, chilled or fresh meat. And technology based on the meat and the offals. So mostly we use like a basement, for example, carcasses from the poultry, or we use some offals from the animal, for example, livers, hearts, or kidneys. So this is my raw materials. And also additives in the powder form, like vitamins and the minerals. Yeah. So the first area of the factory is a meat preparation area. So we must prepare based on our frozen raw materials, we must prepare the emulsion. So you can imagine this is free-flowing emulsion from the meat. So after on the steam tunnel technology, this is the steam tunnel. On the steam tunnel from this emulsion, we make some long ropes, which will be cooked and the cuts at the end. So we have the small pieces of the, so let's say, meat. Yeah. It looks like a piece of the meat, yeah. So after we have a special filler. So filler is a kind of like a packaging machine for the wet pet food production. But on the filler, we must realize in this technology two things, because we must put our chunks, our meat inside, and also we must add gravy or a jelly inside, yeah, because the proportion between the meat and the gravy is around 50-50, let's say, yeah. So in fact, when you open can or if you open pouch, the only 50% inside is so let's say meaty chunk. Yeah, the rest is gravy, which is the gravy. The mostly 97% is the water, in fact. So The next stage is sterilization. So we have some battery of the autoclaves with all the handling around. So that this is very important part of the to make a product stable for the future. So the sterilization is a very safe process with the high temperature around 125 degrees Celsius. Yeah. And after sterilization, we say we have something like a secondary packaging, because the filling the pouch and the closing the pouch with the chunks and the gravy, this is our primary process. But after these pouches, we must put some boxes, for example, or some flow packs from the foil to be ready for the distribution. So okay, so this is shortly about the wet pet food processing.
Now a little bit about product benefits comes from the wet pet food. It's the same no and yes, but now with no is exactly that there is no cereals and no starch, because on the market there are products only based on the meat and meat byproducts. So this marketing claim is really comparing to the dry pet food. Very popular in US, no chicken, no poultry byproduct meals. So this is not easy to do that in the Europe, because mostly dry pet food production based on the meat meals, and this meat meals is based on byproducts. And the same in Europe is very popular for wet pet food using byproducts. Also, these byproducts are very good from palatability point of view. So in case of cat food, we require the liver, we require the heart in wet pet food, also in dry pet food. There is very good source of protein with good quality. No artificial colorants, and very often no natural colorants, because sterilization process destroy and water inside destroy, and these colorants are not stable. And this no pork, no beef, it is easy to do, because we can base on the different claims of the different species of the meat. In case of yes, we have less possibility to put some active ingredients, because are not stable over the time. In the fact, the temperature in the end of extrusion is the same like after, like during sterilization, is more than 123, 24. But after sterilization, we have no other process. This is ready product which we put on the market. But after extrusion, we have full process with digest, with these taste and smell additives, with cooler, and we have some possibilities to add some active raw materials because temperature is lower. So in yes optional, in wet pet food, we have not so many possibilities with this functional claim, but we have full possibilities with this taste claim. So because the preparing the meat meal, so these dry raw materials with rabbits, with some spaces anti-pickle, there is not easy. So in case of wet pet food, to say with rabbit, with some kind of, I have no idea now, different kind of meat, so it's easier.
Duck.
Thank you. With duck is much easier. The same storage condition and stability in time is easier, because dry pet food is the most problems comes in with this is oxidization in time. So people don't feel this smell, but cats refuse this product. The same with molding. We don't see these changes, but cats has diarrhea or Wyoming, and they refuse this product, or is request to recall product from the market. And of course, in case of wet food, product is more fresh when opening, because in case of dry pet food, we just add these special ingredients called like digest, but freshness of this product is not so strong in time. So when we have the product with stability of the market 18 months, so in reality after 6-7 months, this freshness of the product decrease. So now I would like to say about what are the pros and cons comparing dry pet food and wet pet food production. So as I told before, in case of dry pet food, most important actually now in premium segment, this super premium and ultra premium, is this probiotics, is this active ingredients which are not stable in the high temperature. This is work with some vitamins, minerals, and on functionality. So this is much more easier. So much more calorie concentration. So even if this smell, people are prepared that this is specific smell of the pet food. So they don't expect that pet food will smell with the apple with the orange, because they know that pet food smell is untypical and this is okay. And this is less contamination of risk of microbiology. And cons, this is, of course, this is fillers. This is the cereals of or potatoes of legume. So all the time is required to very strongly read the labels. But looking on the economy segment, this is not easy because regulation shows some ways. So very popular is to claim composition by the category of the raw materials. So we have like a first ingredients, meat and animal derivatives. While in the product there is no meat, because these meat meals, the dry ingredients, are in this category. So for client, they don't understand these differences. For them, inside is the meat. Product stability is time, as I told before, and of course, level of fresh frozen meat is much lower than in wet pet food. In case of wet pet food, of course, the percentage of protein of animal origin, this product stability, no fillers, and it's possible to add visible vegetables, some seafood or some part of meat, because when open the pouches, we can see the part of the carrots or part of the shrimps. In dry pet food, this is not easy. There are some products on the market, there are visible some pieces of beetroot or some carrots, but they are not accepted by pets. They just refuse that. So this is only for consumer, this is money for the consumer attention. Regarding the cons of the products, as in opposite to the dry pet food, there is no active ingredients, no probiotics. It's not possible to add that.
Okay, this is summary about more about the processing and the investment and the difference between the dry and the wet pet food. So from the investment point of view, the main difference is the level of the budget you need for the dry pet food and the wet pet food, and this is connected with the capacity of the plant. Yeah. For example, India is a young market and a fast-growing market, but for example, on the stable market like the European, we have some industry standards about the planned capacity of the, for example, dry pet food production. Of course, we can buy a line and build the line, for example, to make only half ton or 1 ton per hour of the dry pet food production, but we must keep under control the manufacturing costs. So after the years, we have the situation that for now, the optimal capacity for a dry pet food is, for example, the level 6-7 ton per hour. So you must have this potential to sell this big volume of the product on your market. About the wet pet food, it's much easier because this level is much smaller. We can invest per line, for example, only for the 500 kilograms per hour, for example, for the pouch production. And the manufacturing cost will be much more proportional to your investment, not the same like in the dry pet food. Yeah. Also, the base of the raw material. So, as we said, if you have a good connection with the supplier, or maybe you are also the producer of the cereals, of the meat meals, so that definitely a more natural choice for you is a dry pet food. If you work with more meaty industry or maybe even human grade meaty industry, so the wet pet food can base on the material comes from your, for example, another plants. Yeah. So this is about the capacity. So what I can say more is maybe also the emission of the smell is important. Dry pet food plant is probably is famous for this, that is a big emission of the pet smells and the special smell. So if you plan to make the investment on some area close to some villages or the cities, you can expect some complaints from the local people or some authorities. So also some additional investment for the authorization is, for example, needed. Wet pet food production is more safety from this point of view. Yeah. So at the end, I think, add one thing also about the laboratory microbiology. So this wet pet food production is more sensitive. You must spend more money for the laboratory, for the analyze, and also to keep control over the raw materials and your suppliers, mostly about the enterobacteria and salmonella, for example. So I think this is the all. Go to our last slide.
Thank you very much. If you have any questions, so don't hesitate to ask. If somebody will join for the exhibition, we'll be on the stand today, so we can speak about some potential details. Any question? Yes.
First of all, thanks for a very insightful session, and especially coming from the technology lens. You spoke about dry as well as wet. There is one specific thing which is on the recent trends into the technology, which is associated to freeze drying. So do you have any technological solutions available in that zone? Because that is something which, as an industry, it would be.
You think about the technology of freeze dry? Yes.
Is it something that you are already into? You have already done the technology transfer in this particular space?
Yes,
or
of course.
you are intending?
Yes, freeze drying is the one of the technology. Also, is so let's say maybe most popular in the USA, as I understand. Maybe now in the Europe, it's something, let's say, new. Yeah, but the freeze drying using like, so this is like the drying, but the freezing with a vacuum. Yeah. So this is one of the technologies. Is like an analog to the air drying technology also. Yeah, because this is like a kind of the two new technology based on the meat in the fact that finally product is like a dried. So let's say something hybrid. But yes, of course, we have this knowledge, we have this experience, so we know how to make our recipes and all about the production and the process layout and machinery and raw materials. I don't know what from the beginning till the end.
Yes, so my question was more from the train point of view, because since morning we are discussing about where exactly pet food industry is heading and what are the key consumer trends which are driving the growth of this industry. So freeze drying is one of the spoken subject, and hence I'm asking. It's not about technologies there or not there. I'm just talking from that lens. And then the second question was on the extrusion, because you have spoken about that. So whatever you are talking is a single screw extrusion technology or twin screw?
Yeah, this depends on the mostly single and the twin screw. This is a very big discussion in the business. Yeah, because we have different points of view, and so I will be open to explain you how it looks. So from the point of view of the suppliers and the producers of the machinery, is of course much better to offer you the twin screw extruder. And probably if you have so for example some limited knowledge of or no knowledge about the dry pet food production, you will invite suppliers for this machinery. For 99%, you will found their proposition. You must buy twin screw extruder because this is the newest, the technology, you can do everything, etc., etc. But nobody will tell you that, for example, the maintenance cost with the same capacity for the twin screw technology and the one screw technology can be not 2 times higher. It will be even 5 times higher according to the usage of the barrels of the screws and how big and heavy are die plates, for example. So die plates can cost only $500, but also can be the cost of the $10,000. So this is important for a future. And please believe me, if you don't think about the really massive production of the product with the really high level of the fresh meat addition, in my opinion, you don't need a twin screw extruder. Also, very often we propose to our customers some hybrid system that for the massive and the normal, just to make a tons and the mega production, we can propose the single screw extruder. If you really want to make some super premium product with high meat level on site, so we must measure your needs and the capacity. So even it's much better to run with the two separate lines. One big line, for example, for a 5 ton of the dry pet food, and the on site only 1 ton twin screw extruder for the super premium production for your needs. And this is most cost effective in the future.
More important is what you want to put on the market, because in one screw extruder you will receive the product with fresh meat addition maximum 16 with normal capacity, and with twin screw extruder higher level. But in cost point of view, there is no easy way to add 40-60% of fresh meat. So if you have a client, for this client is important that we high in meat inside, there is no way, because the cost of this addition of fresh meat for the client with 14% and 20% is nothing. If you will put on the packaging 20% of fresh meat, so as I told before, that means what is the rest? No meat, no fresh.
Got it. I think I will catch it.
Yeah.
This separately.
And also I would like regarding this air freeze and freeze technology and air dry technology, you have to understand that with example, one screw extruder, you have possible to produce even 20 tons per 1 hour, 20 tons of dry product. With twin screw extruder, with this higher meat capacity, your capacity reduce even at 50%. With this air dry technology, per hour, you will not receive the product. You need at least 2 days for drying process. So all the times is the question, what you expect, what is your target group, and if the client is ready to pay that, because finally that air dry, everything say that this is the gentle dry, but according to regulation, each pet food on the market has to go through the pasteurization. So finally, this gently dried should be pasteurized.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our speakers. Bogusia, Dziedzic, Mr. Mariusz Dziedzic, Mr. Mariusz Dziedzic,